And what do I get after 6 weeks of F-15s and racing snowmobiles? A Volkswagen Beetle. Great. As in fantastic.
Sleeping in my car, I will embrace you. Sleeping in my car, I will caress you. Staying in the backseat of my car, making up.
You know, I derive as much pleasure from looking at that car as I do from sitting in it. Tall people of the world rejoice because if I push this seat all the way back, I can't reach the pedals. And would you just look at the headroom? I could wear a bearskin in here. And then there's the details, these splashes of aluminium and the huge circular speedometer. It's even got a vase. A vase, for heaven's sake. In recent years, lots of car manufacturers, most notably Ford and Alfa Romeo, have tried to inject a little bit of style into their new models, but VW has gone bonkers. This is retro for sure, but it's also futuristic and it's so lovable. You don't know whether to drive it or hug it. You'd need a heart of steel, though, not to like it. I have to say, though, that for me it wasn't love at first sight. I mean, we must never forget who it was that created the Beetle in the first place.
Und zweitens, Sie wollten, Herr, kompromisslos die einzige Macht und alleinige Macht in Deutschland.
He wanted to call it the strength through joy, but it became known simply as the Beetle, and the world went mad for it. 21 million have been sold, making it by far and away the best-selling car of all time. It's reckoned that 1 billion people have at one time been in a Beetle. It was, you see, quite literally, a Volkswagen, a people's car, a cheap car. This new one, however, is not a cheap car at all. When it comes to Britain, 12 months from now, prices will start at £14,000. It is therefore an expensive car, whichever way you look at it. And you know something else? I was never into all this Beatlemania stuff. Oh dear, she's been chucked. And you want to know why? It's because she's got a crappy car.
I can see clearly now, the rain has gone.
It only has a 6-volt battery, and the engine's in the wrong place, and it's a rust bucket, and it keeps breaking down. Lose the car, love, you'll get him back. This lot ran around in Beetles because they were nasty cars. They'd like to have driven round in a tree, but they couldn't. So as a sort of anti-car statement, they bought a Bug, a car they knew wouldn't handle properly, a point made clear by Herbie. Certainly I can't see too many people buying one of the new Beetles, even if they do have fond memories of the old one. That's like buying a black and white telly, because it's what you used to watch as a kid. And you definitely won't buy it because it's perfect. What a lot of wind noise coming through this door, can you? Can you hear that? Then I've got fiddly switches, and it must be said the visibility is poor. But the worst thing of all is there's no ashtray. I've been having to use the vase. Man. I think I may smoke the flower actually in a minute. I know there's children watching. Don't worry, I won't smoke you. I'm going to eat you instead. Vase in a car. Groovy. Very Simon and Garfunkel. So why then, if I didn't like the old Beetle so much, do I like the new one? Well, all is not as it seems. This, for instance, looks like Bavaria, but it is in fact the town of Helen in Georgia. And this looks like a Beetle. But it isn't. It isn't even made in Germany. It's built alongside the old Beetle at Volkswagen's plant in Mexico. Not that you can tell. These shut lines are as good as you get on a Lexus. And then there's the layout. The old Beetle had a boot, under which there was a crummy air-cooled engine. The new Beetle has a hatchback, under which there's a folding rear seat and a CD auto changer. Up at the front there's a perfectly ordinary, water-cooled, 2-litre, 115 horsepower petrol engine. If you really want that air-cooled clatter and din, you could always have a diesel. If you want more power, well, in the fullness of time there'll be a 20-valve turbo, and even, I'm told, a VR6. Then the bug really would Beetle.
Yeah, I remember you. Feels like it was yesterday. I remember you.
What you're looking at here, basically, is a Golf GTI with a fancy body. It therefore drives like a GTI with the same sure-footed front-wheel drive stance and the same urgency. I once got 120 on the Speedo. It's well equipped too, with an auto box if you want it, and heated seats and air conditioning and even cruise control. Of course, if I were being level-headed, I'd say it should be cheaper than the Golf because it has less space in the back and because it's made in Mexico where the line workers are paid in chickens. But you can't be level-headed about a car like this. It's all things to all men. It's classless, it's cute, it's fast, it's fun. You don't even feel like a prat driving it. Everybody is going to want one. Bill Gates has ordered one. The president of Pakistan is on the waiting list. So far, Volkswagen have had 1.2 million hits about the Beetle on their website. And how many cars are they exporting to Britain? 5,000. And already there's only 4,999 left because the first turbo that rolls off the boat already has my name on it.